Hello everybody, welcome back to a special election edition of the Nanticoke Newsroom. I know I haven't been here for a couple weeks. We've been busy with the election, so I could not have time to do the Nanticoke Newsroom. But welcome back to the Nanticoke Newsroom. Here I am, Jack the Cat's on the floor. I don't know if he's going to jump on set with me. My co-host, Jack the Cat, America's favorite cat. So, why am I in a tie, not the Nanticoke Newsroom shirt? Well, I just got done filming, and there's Jack the Cat, America's favorite cat, and my co-host. So, we just got done filming an episode of Newsmakers with WBRE. That episode's going to be about the election, and it's going to air on WYOU on Saturday at 11, and it's going to air on WBRE at 11 on Sunday. So, why were we talking about the election on WBRE today? Because Pennsylvania is the epicenter of the 2020 election between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And northeastern Pennsylvania is the epicenter of Pennsylvania in this very close race. Pennsylvania may decide the entire election like essentially it did in 2016. So, Saturday has been just announced today that Trump is going to blitz Pennsylvania. He's going to Bucks County, Reading, and then Butler, PA by Pittsburgh for 3 rallies, and there's a rumor, and he's back on set. He wanted to be a little ham since you guys haven't seen him in a while. Usually he just sits on here and looks pretty the whole show as a co-host. There we go. So the rumor is Trump might be coming on Monday for a last-minute rally, the final stop, the final hurrah, the final countdown before Election Day, November 3rd. Allegedly, Monday night, Trump will be in town at the Avoca Airport. We're still waiting on confirmation on that. As I'm speaking now, we'll see when we get confirmation on that. So, when I talked to BRE earlier today, I basically said that as compared to 2016, I thought there was a lot of secret energy for Donald Trump in northeastern Pennsylvania, and certainly not as much for Hillary Clinton, but I think right now the energy on both sides is out of this world, and it's hard to tell what's going to happen, and it's definitely going to be close. Around here, I think most people who are political analysts say that Trump is going to win this area, but is he going to win it by 20-some thousand votes again, 58% to 39% or whatever it was last time, a huge landslide. If Biden could cut that margin in half, he might be able to swing the entire state back to the Democratic side if he does better than Hillary Clinton did in Luzerne County. So, I love politics. I think all you'll know that. I don't like the dirtiness of politics, but I do like just the sport of it, politics. And but I always try to play it down the middle as a newspaper reporter. I try not to even hint what my opinion is, one way or the other, whether it's a candidate or an issue or anything. I mean, I think that's just important. I wish more reporters and more people in the media would do that. I often say that I think a lot of reporters that if they sometimes show their bias, they don't even know that they're showing their bias, which that's a problem. But a lot of times I'm not sure if it's intentional. I try to be down the middle, one way or the other. I model myself maybe as a Tim Russert. You never knew where he really stood. He was tough on everyone. And locally, I even told him this the other day. John Meyer from WNEP. You don't know he anchors the news, and you don't know what his beliefs are or where he stands. He just tells it what he sees, and down the middle. And that's, we need more of that. So the other day, this is an example of being accused of bias. Joe Biden had a rally at Dallas High School, invite only, a select amount of cars only, and then a bunch of Trump supporters had a rally outside of the high school, a little bit down the road, at the intersection of 309 and Hildebrandt Road. So, the Biden campaign only allowed us one reporter and no photographers inside the event at Dallas High School, and so we sent one reporter to that, and I was asked to cover the Trump counter rally outside on 309. So I took a bunch of pictures, took a bunch of videos, and later on in the day, I posted them on Facebook. I think I was still at the rally site, and a lot of people were telling me I was so biased that I was all Trump photos. And I made it clear that there was state police and Secret Service people, gatekeepers outside Dallas High School that, would not let anyone in that was not, on the list or allowable media. I wasn't on the list, so I couldn't get in. I couldn't get any photos of the Biden event. But I literally know how people are, so I made a disclaimer, pretty big on my Facebook. I'm like, these are all almost Trump photos because that's what I was covering today, and I had no access. I couldn't even see the Biden event. But people will still accuse you of bias. That's why the disclaimer worked. I mean, a lot of people came to my defense because I had a disclaimer. Because some people might think, yeah, why wasn't there more Biden photos? I had a couple cars with Biden signs that were passing by. That's about it, because that's all I could get. A very similar thing happened a couple weeks before that, when Joe Biden came to PNC Field to do a town hall with CNN. Local press was not invited in. So you have to, if you're not invited in, you can hang out outside, right? So literally like 2,000 Trump supporters lined Montage Mountain Road. And, I took a video of it, posted it on Facebook, couldn't get anywhere near PNC Field. And literally this video got like 35,000 views. One of my most, viewed videos ever. And then I took another video of the greeting that these people gave Biden on his way past Montage Mountain Road. And like I said, when I post things on Facebook or write about things, I try to find things that are newsy, one side or the other, things that are unique, things that are funny. Like the other day, and some people didn't like I posted this. There was a video light illumination on an iconic building in Scranton. The Steelworkers did it, the Steelworkers Union, and it said Biden-Harris on the building, illuminated in light. Very unique, very interesting, good photo, a good photo. So I posted it on my Facebook, and along with a joke, this is an example of why a guy named Kalinowski could never run for president because it couldn't fit on the building or on a campaign sign. That was my little joke. Or even today, I had a story about a woman who dressed like the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who definitely sided to the left. A lady who dressed like Ruth Bader Ginsburg to go vote the other day. Very interesting. Very short story. A lot of people were commenting, why is this news? Well, it's an interesting story. It took me 10-15 minutes to do. And she posted a cool selfie about it, so we wrote about it. More news the better, I always say. And likewise, last week I saw a bunch of people from Japan outside the voting office in Luzerne County with Trump flags back and forth going, 4 more years, 4 more years. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I went to figure out what was going on and talked to them. They belong to some kind of group in some allegedly radical church in, or are all affiliated with, not necessarily belong to, this church in Wayne County that they literally worship with guns. But I think I got both sides of the story there. These people from Japan campaigning for Trump, but also some people that say, hey, they have a little fringe element to them, so just so you know. And that's what, you do. You report both sides. And another story that was pretty much, I think, right down the middle, except both sides didn't necessarily participate in the same way, is there's this house in Nanticoke, or 2 houses. One has all Biden stuff, signs, placards, flags. The next one, all Trump stuff. Smack dab right next to each other. Houses separated by a couple of feet. Neighbors obviously do not agree on anything. They don't get along. They never got along really before this. Now it's even worse. It's so totally escalated, the 2020 election. So I got one of the people who live in the house to actually take a picture in the middle at the dividing line of the house. The Biden supporter. The Trump supporter did not want to be photographed, but I did interview him. And that's just an example. I thought it was right down, I gave them equal weight, equal time equal quotes. Photograph was right down the middle, both houses. It was just an interesting thing. And then they got inundated with news people from around the area, around the country, around the world. Been knocking on this door because it's just an interesting rivalry because the houses are separated by such little distance. And that is on Ridge Street in Nanticoke, East Ridge. Then I went to Glen Line. For the people in Glen Line, I cared so much about what the people in Glen Line think, I came there and asked what they think. Because Glen Line was once called in 2016 the most distressed place in Pennsylvania, I wanted to see what the people in the most distressed place in Pennsylvania thought about this election. They overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump in 2016, breaking from years and years and probably decades of tradition of voting for Democrats. And I just wanted to see what some people thought if they're going to do it again. And again, I talked to a lot of Democrats, I talked to a lot of Republicans, and hopefully delivered a balanced report of what the people in Glen Line are thinking. And I also checked in with Kim Wodrowski from Wilkes-Barre, who I made famous a couple days after the 2016 election. I'm like, hey, is there any Democrats that voted for Trump and flipped for Trump? That were lifelong Democrats, and she was one of them. She was on the front page of our paper, holding a Trump-Pence sign on that Sunday. And she's been on a media whirlwind tour for 4 straight years that it's not letting up at all. People from around the world want to know what Kim Wodrowski thinks. I didn't get anything out of it besides the bragging rights of saying I founded her, but she's been in books and magazines, websites, everything. She's like the NEPA Trump girl, and because she was on the front page of the Citizen's Voice. So thank you, Kim. One day you'll at least maybe buy me a beer or something. So no matter who you want to vote for, get out and vote. You can get your mail-in ballots in. I think the Supreme Court ruled today that they could be postmarked. They're not going to dispute the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruling that they could be postmarked by November 3rd, and as long as they arrive by the 6th, they will count. And then if you want to vote in person, check your polling places, because some polling places have changed because of the coronavirus. And in an update on this little guy, he's obviously still here. Jack, my sister's back from Australia. I don't know if I'm going to get to keep him. We haven't really talked about it that much. She's very ambitious. Who knows what she's doing in her future and if Jack's coming with her. But as long as he's here, he has a good house and home. So that's about it. That's the update on Jack the Cat and me and the election of 2020. We're skipping over everything else I used to do in the show. The stupid show I call it because I don't even remember what I used to do in the show. But I'm still going to let Anna, all the way from California, close it out. So, with pride, Anna, say it.
Stay safe out there.